All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to another episode of Knights Table Media. We have our 10th guest today joining us, Asia Foster. How's it going, Asia?
Good, how are y'all?
Doing good, doing good. Thanks for joining us today. And we have Asia, like I said, a junior from Knightdale, North Carolina, and forward on the women's basketball team. And we're excited to chat a little bit about your journey before you got to SVU, and then also maybe why you chose SVU and some other fun topics and some fan questions and whatnot. So we'll just start out with kind of I guess, a normal question we like to ask the athletes at Southern Virginia. What made you attend Southern Virginia at all the other kind of schools in the region and that are out there?
I mostly go to the community. Like it reminded me a lot of my high school. I graduated from like a smaller private school.
Mhm.
And like when I was looking for colleges, I there was a lot of different colleges I could have went to because I'm also really good at art. So I have had a lot of art scholarships, academic scholarships, had people looking at me for basketball and stuff like that. But SP was the only one that actually felt like home for me because of the community and the coaches and the team and just going out there and actually being on campus and just seeing the classrooms and the professors. I really was just like fell in love with it kind of immediately, and I just kept going back on visits. I was on like 6 visits, or like I actually came to the school. So yeah, and then ever since I've kind of just like stayed and enjoyed it. So
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. That's I'm sure the coaches were like, how many more visits is she going to come on? Is she going to come here now?
I
They're
basically
chomping
live
out the bit. Yeah,
there.
that's great. And then I guess this is kind of your third season on the court, correct? Third season kind of with the team. Was it a red shirt or was it the COVID year? Or have you just played throughout?
I played throughout. So like
Okay.
my first year, I got in concussion the first semester, like right before it came.
Okay.
So I only had half a year because of that.
Okay.
Um, but then I came back into the spring semester and I played, and so
Okay. I got you. Nice, nice. And then, but I guess the concussion probably not ideal. But on a brighter note, what's kind of been your favorite memory or moment since you've been at SVU?
I would have to say probably like mostly late nights with my friends or like going to the national tournament with my teammate, with my teammates. My goodness. I think yeah, like those are what really make I guess the SU experience for me are moments like those, like being able to stay up and be with my friends and kind of just talk about whatever, even with my teammates as well. Or like when we went to the national tournament, like the excitement and
Oh,
the
yeah.
energy was just so different than like the actual conference tournament. So it's like
Right.
that was a really fun experience. Even though we lost, like it was still just a great experience to have. And like we're just excited to just go back and have that again together. So
Right. Well, and touching on that a little bit, last year it was 18-1 in conference play with the tournaments, and now that you and the team are 10-0 in conference. So, simple math, that's 28-1 in the conference matchups there in the USA South. So, what
yeah.
makes this group so dominant? Working so well together. Obviously, is something's working out. So, what makes the team so dominant?
I would say our focus on our mindset, like we really tried to heavily focus on our mindset throughout the season, just our chemistry, our energy, our heavy focus on game planning and our discipline and determination,
Mhm.
especially since we've already been to the national tournament like last year and we had like what 12 returners. Like
Right.
we knew what to actually expect. And so we were just like, okay, it's time to actually get there and go past and like meet our goals so we can actually get there again, and do well. So
And is
yeah.
that something, like you said with 12 returning starters, players, teammates with when you have kind of freshmen or transfers coming into the program, kind of, teaching them and telling them what the standard is, like you're saying with, we've been to the tournament, but we want to, go further and the USA South Conference champion, winning that's kind of like, step one. And what's that kind of been like as you get new teammates?
Honestly, it was honestly a pretty easy transition, like with everyone, because everyone was obviously great. Like all of our transfer students and our freshmen, they were really like really great people, and so really it was just like okay, so now that we're all here, we're all together. Like this is kind of how it was last season for us,
Mhm.
and this is what we want. This is our goals for this year. Like we spent a lot of time like planning out our goals, how we're gonna get there, kind of how we're gonna stay connected, during the summertime, and then going
Mhm.
into like the preseason how we were going to work hard and to do that together, and everyone was on the same page. Like we all agreed that we wanted to be that and do that.
Yeah.
And like in our, you can see like everyone that's come in who was like new, like they knew exactly what it
Mm.
was. You know what I mean? Coming into it, which
Right.
really helped as
Yeah.
well. We were all just immediately on the same page, kind of. And of course, it's hard. Like, it takes some getting used to because we're still new to each other. But
Mm.
after some time together, we really are just started to click really well. So it was good.
It's it's clearly clicking and working out well, and to kind of potential, I guess, or future knights or whatnot, those who are trying to look at the next level, playing at a college in such a dominant program as the one SVU has. What would you tell them or give them advice? What is college basketball life? What's it like? Going to school and playing.
I would say like the hardest thing is doing both school and basketball at a very competitive level, if that makes sense.
Yep.
We have really high standards academically for our team. So trying to make sure that we're on top of that is really important while also making sure we're recovering correctly
Hmm.
and doing what it needs to do to rest so we can be ready when it comes to weights or practices and stuff like that. I think that's the hardest. And that's something that I didn't know like how hard it would be, I guess, when I was a freshman coming in, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like
No.
you're new and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm experienced college. I want to do all of these things. You know what I mean? And of course, like that's fun. You can do that, but it's also making time management for your rest time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you don't want to find yourself staying up till 3 a.m. every night and you have class at like 9 a.m. You know what I mean? And
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
tons of homework. But no, yeah, I think that was probably like the most important thing. And also eating. Oh my gosh. Like we talk about that a lot with our team, just making sure like our nutrition is like
Yeah.
being taken care of because like you miss a meal that like kills you for the
Oh
rest of
yeah,
the day.
staying on. Yeah, got to stay on point, and kind of a good parlay kind of into one of the other questions we like to ask the athletes. What's like kind of a go-to meal, game day meal? You eat the same thing, or do you not eat, or what's kind of the strategy there?
So I have to eat like an hour or two, no, like actually like 2 hours before like that game actually starts.
Okay.
Cause like I just my stomach is bad. Like I have to make sure I'm eating like the things that I actually like.
Yeah.
Especially it changes because we have away games and so we have meals planned out for us usually
Right.
for games. But when I'm home, I usually just like to make some like my like just some pasta or
Mhm.
some rice or some eggs. Something with like protein and some carbohydrates kind of like help me
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like set. So like that, and I eat a lot of snacks, like
Okay.
all the time. Like I love snacks, like especially like right before the game, I'll have a couple of fruit snacks and apple sauces.
All right. There you go. That's the
So,
secret sauce, huh?
yeah.
Great. And then some questions that kind of fan questions or questions that we know are fun for the players to answer rather is the first one. Why do you wear number 32? Is there a special reason behind that?
Kind of, I guess, yeah. So when I was in middle school, I was basketball in school.
Hmm.
I played AAU since I was in like fifth grade, so like actually playing on a team in middle school was like at school was like the first like time, and I didn't know what number I wanted to be, so I asked my dad, and he said, "Well, I was 32 when I played in college." And stuff like that. So I was like, "Oh, like let me be 32, like a legacy, for
Uh-huh.
me, and like to show like how good I can also be wearing 32."
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've just never looked back really since seventh grade. So
Perfect. Yeah.
yeah.
Great. Great. Yeah. Carrying on the legacy, just fine. And then we saw you kind of a big Marvel fan and whatnot. So pick one Marvel character to save the universe.
I would have to go with Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
Love her down. Especially probably Vision died, but honestly, it might be after because that's when like everything clicked and she was
Yep.
going crazy. And if she was like a good guy from that point, I would definitely like count on her to save all of us.
Okay, perfect, perfect. We'll keep that in mind. Then, who on the team has the best handles?
Hmm. That's a difficult question.
We'll,
Um.
we'll let you pick a few, so you don't get anyone mad at you.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. I would have to say like Maria, Abby, Asia, Canty, and I think those would be my top three for sure. Yeah, those three.
Okay, perfect. And then we're sticking kind of with the team question related here. It's it's a long three-pointer to win the game. Well past 3-point line, just kind of a last prayer to throw it up. Who you putting the ball in the hands of?
Okay, these are like depending on what the game situation is. So it's either going to be you have Abby, Addie, Cam, Sadie, or Asia for sure.
A
And
lot of
then
good options.
yeah, like like if they get the ball and they're outside, they're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
especially inside out, perfect, perfect. It's got to be.
Okay. Yeah. No, we're looking forward to it. And we've seen that already a bunch this year. So that'll get that shot will get sunk for sure. And then a fan favorite here. Who on the team are you giving the Ox to on a long road trip?
Haley Page. Oh, Haley Page. She is exactly what gets me hyped against for a game. I love listening to her music.
All right, shout out Haley. That's what we'll. I'm sure she'll like that. And
Yep.
actually now she's always just gonna. You don't even have to ask. She'll just take it and go from there. Perfect. Well, that kind of wraps up today's episode. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll give you the floor for any last comments and shouts and whatnot. We'll just kind of let you close us out here.
Yeah, no, shout out to my team, my family, and thank you so much, Knights Table, for letting me have this opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. And we got a lot of good, exciting games coming up. Season's just wrapping up, so we're going to be excited to watch that play out and see you guys and your continued success. So good luck for that, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
You got it.